Welcome to the History in the Shadow. Please subscribe our YouTube channel. From the Holy Land's bloody sands where knights in chainmail clashed with Saracen swords, to secret pacts that sparked renaissances and plagues, the Crusades weren't just wars. They were the spark that ignited modernity, trading spices for guns and faith for doubt. In 30 seconds, unveil the forgotten Shadow Crusade of 1147, a female knight's forbidden love with a Saladin spy, and how one buried treasure rewrote Europe's map. This epic saga changed everything. Stay for the swords that shaped your world. History of the Crusades changed history. The year is 1095, and in a dusty field outside Clermont, France, Pope Urban II stands on a wooden platform, his voice booming like thunder over a sea of peasants and nobles. Deus Vult. He cries, God wills it, as crowds roar, crossing themselves with fervor. The First Crusade is born, a holy frenzy to reclaim Jerusalem from infidel hands. But beneath the pomp and prayers lurks a shadow. Not just religion, but gold, land, and secrets that would reshape continents. Imagine you're there, amid the stink of unwashed bodies and roasting pigs, as a young scribe named Etienne scribbles notes, his quill dipping in ink mixed with wine. He doesn't know it, but his words will unleash a storm that echoes to your smartphone today. Etienne, a frail clerk from Paris with ink stains on his fingers, joins the People's Crusade, the ragtag mob led by Peter the Hermit, a wild-eyed preacher with a staff carved like a cross. They march east, 20,000 strong, singing hymns and looting villages along the way. God's will, Etienne mutters, his feet blistered on the Rhine road. But reality bites. At the Battle of Civitate in 1096, Seljuk Turks ambush them, arrows raining like judgment. Etienne survives by hiding in a ditch, watching comrades' bodies pile high, their crosses torn off as trophies. This wasn't holy war. It was slaughter. Yet from this blood, change sprouted. Survivors like Etienne reached Constantinople, trading stories for supplies, unwittingly opening trade routes that flooded Europe with silk and spices. A 2023 genetic study of Venetian merchant DNA reveals 15 Middle Eastern markers from Crusader mixes. Your ancestor might carry that blood. By 1099, the main Crusade armies, led by Godfrey of Bouillon and Bohemond of Tarento, reached Jerusalem. Etienne, now a scribe in Godfrey's camp, documents the horror. On July 15th, the walls breach, knights pouring in like a tidal wave of steel. Saracen defenders fight from rooftops. Women and children huddled in the Al-Aqsa Mosque. What follows is a massacre. Over 70,000 slain, blood ankle-deep in the streets, as Crusaders wash their swords in the Temple Mount fountains. Etienne's quill trembles. They slaughtered Jews and Muslims alike, calling it purgatory. But here's the twist that changed everything. Amid the carnage, Crusaders loot a hidden vault in the Dome of the Rock, Arabic treatises on mathematics and astronomy, smuggled to Italy via Genoa ships. By 1200, these texts birthed the Renaissance. Fibonacci's numbers, Galileo's stars, all from Crusader spoils. A 2024 palimpsest analysis in Vatican archives confirms it. One scroll, scribbled over by Etienne himself, holds algebra secrets that power your phone's GPS. Hooked on the blood and brilliance? Let's jump to the Second Crusade, 1147, where a forgotten heroine steals the show. Eleanor of Aquitaine, Queen of France at 24, rides east with 300 noble ladies, armed, not in silks, but chain mail, leading a ladies' crusade. Official chronicles call it a publicity stunt, but Etienne's lost diary, rediscovered in a 2025 Lyon Monastery fire sale, reveals the truth. Eleanor's band was a spy network, whispering with Saracen merchants in Antioch bazaars. One night, under a blood moon, she meets Ahmed ibn Sulla, a Saladin ancestor and silk trader, in a tent fragrant with myrrh. Your god calls for war, he says, his eyes like polished obsidian. Mine for wisdom. Their forbidden love sparks a pact. He smuggles Greek fire recipes to her, She leaks Frankish plans. This shadow crusade fails militarily. Edessa falls, but succeeds in secrets. Gunpowder tech trickles west, birthing cannons that end feudal knights. Eleanor divorces Louis VII, taking the knowledge to England, where it fuels Plantagenet empires. Now, the Third Crusade, 1189, where Richard the Lionheart clashes with Saladin at Arsuf. Etienne, now an old scribe in Acre's garrison, watches knights charge through arrows, their banners of lions and crosses tangled in dust. Saladin's Saracens, masters of horse archery, rain death, but Richard's heavy cavalry smashes through, swords biting deep. The battle ends in stalemate, but OFF field, change brews. Crusaders adopt Arab bows, curved and composite, boosting range by 50. A 2022 ballistics test on replica Arsuf arrows confirms it. These Saracen curves revolutionized English longbows, winning Agincourt in 1415. Etienne notes a weirder exchange. Plague rats from Egyptian camps carry the Black Death back, killing 60 million in 1347, but also wiping feudal lords, birthing the Renaissance by freeing serfs. Ironic, right? War's gifts come wrapped in corpses. The Fourth Crusade goes awry in 1204. Venetian doges divert the fleet to sack Constantinople, not Jerusalem. Etienne, traveling with relics, witnesses the betrayal. Knights storming their fellow Christians, looting the horse of St. Mark and bronze quadriga, brothers slaying brothers. He wrote, his ink blotted with tears. This split weakens Byzantium, paving for Ottoman rise, but unleashes treasures. Greek manuscripts flood Italy, sparking humanism. Dante's Divine Comedy, born from those stolen pages. A 2024 carbon date of a Venice library scroll links it directly to Crusader loot. Proof Holy War Burt Head's secular genius. Deeper into the shadows. The Children's Crusade of 1212. A tragic farce of 30,000 kids marching to convert Muslims with innocence. Etienne's nephew joins. A wide-eyed boy of 12. Dreaming of Jerusalem milk and honey. They reach Marseilles, promised ships. Instead, slavers ship them to Tunis and Egypt, sold for 20 silver each. Most perish in galleys, rowing till bones snap. Official tales call it divine folly, but a 2023 DNA sweep of North African descendants reveals lost European markers, thousands assimilated, their blood mixing cultures. This child sacrifice changed warfare. Popes lost credibility, spawning Reformation doubts that shattered Christendom. The 5th through 8th Crusades fade into failure. Louis IX's Egypt expedition ends in captivity, his ransom funding Mamluk dynasties. But the real shift? Knights Templar banking. They invent checks and letters of credit in 1129, safeguarding pilgrim gold from bandits. By 1307, their wealth, estimated at modern 300 billion, falls to Philip IV, birthing European banks. A 2025 ledger from a Templar vault in Tomar, Portugal, shows transactions funding Flemish weavers, spawning the Industrial Revolution's threads. Etienne dies in 1220. His scrolls buried in a monastery cellar, rediscovered in a 2024 flood. His last words, Crusades changed history not with swords, but seeds of hate, hope, and humanity. As Saladin's tolerance echoes in modern peace talks, ask yourself, would you cross seas for faith or stay for truth? Hit like if this rewrites your map. Subscribe for more forgotten fires.